finally getting around to installing a new MSD distributor on this bad boy. It's been a few weeks since I installed the ignition module. Weather has been pretty cold, so I've been putting it off coming out in the garage. Seem to be a fair weather mechanic, but without any further ado, let's get going. First step is to remove the spark plug from the number 1 cylinder. What I'm going to do is connect a compression gauge to the cylinder, so when I'm spinning the crank, once it shows just the teeniest bit of compression on that cylinder, that means you're on the compression stroke, which is what you want to find top dead center. So once you see the gauge movement, line up the harmonic balancer with the top dead center mark, which I'll show here in just a minute. Going up. So here's just a quick shot of the harmonic balancer and lined up with top dead center. You'll see the line right there lined up with the TDC mark. Once you have that lined up, then remove the retaining bolt from the distributor. With the retaining bolt removed, now you have the ability to remove your distributor. Alright, so we got the new distributor. Old distributor. Pick the cap off the old guy. And we're at top dead center, so we see the number 1 cylinder here lined up with the rotor here. So we just got to make sure that when we install the new one, it's in the same position. So I think that's about it. Lined up with the number 1. So it should just be able to plug and play. So let's see how. So you need to make sure that your distributor gear works with your cam gear. The issue is that they could be made of different materials, and one or the other could eat the other one, leaving you with a giant mess. So what I'm doing here is removing the gear from the new distributor, and I'm going to install the gear that was on the old distributor because I know that that works well with the cam gear, just to be on the safe side. Always be sure to use assembly lube. So if the rotor doesn't match up, all you need to do is pull the distributor back out, use a flathead screwdriver, adjust the oil pickup with the screwdriver little by little until you get the rotor to line up where you want. Oh yeah. So I think we're about lined up here. Alright, so we're looking like we were before. We are all the way seated. Fantastic. Alright. Let's put this retainer back in. But not too tight. So I had to take a short break in the process. Figured out that my old spark plug wires didn't work with the new distributor, so I had to get new MSD distributor wires so it'll fit. So now that we got this going on, now it's just time to connect everything. So we know where the number one cylinder is connected to this guy, and so I'll just take the number one off the old distributor, put it on the new one, and then we'll go around that way. Take one off here, put it on here. Should be pretty simple. So, see how it goes. So I got everything initially put back together except for the fan. I'm just gonna see if this thing starts up real quick. See if I got it connected right. Forgot one thing. Forgot to connect it to the ignition. I'm an idiot. All right. This guy's connected. This guy is out of the way. Let's go. So we're just barely starting. So we're trying to rotate this a little bit. The fan actually holds the pulley on, so don't run the motor for too long without the fan on, or else the pulley will get out of whack.